y'all. This is our final day, day number 5. And today I'm going to talk about how to measure progress using games. So we talked about the benefits of play. We talked about how play can help build a better relationship. We've set aside 30 minutes per week to spend time and just play with our child. We talked about how play builds social skills, emotional regulation. I've also talked to you and showed you 3 easy, quick games that you can use with a regular deck of cards that's going to help you be able to start your play time with your child. And so today we're going to bring it all together and I'll tell you how I use games to measure progress that the kids are making. So I am Megan Ham. I'm a licensed professional counselor, registered play therapist, and a parent-child relationship expert. And one of the things that I always do with my parents is I'll encourage them to spend that 30 minutes a week spending time playing with their child. And they come back and report to me how it was. Now, sometimes y'all can only imagine parents are telling me, oh, he was losing the game, so he quit. Or she was not doing how she wanted to do, so she flipped the cards over. Or they decided that they didn't like the way we were playing, so they just took the cards and left. And sometimes parents will use the word cheat. They'll say, oh, they were cheating. They made up rules. They did this, they did that. And so today I'm here to tell you that all of those things are good. And when parents tell me that happens, my encouragement to them is I want you to continue to play that game. I want you to tolerate playing that game as much as the family could tolerate without there being a meltdown, of course. And then that's how we're going to measure our progress. Because if you have a child who y'all are playing a card game, and they start losing and they take the cards and they throw them all over the floor. And that happened in about 3 minutes. But after about 2 months of playing, having to play time, playing a card game, they're able to get through a whole card game without losing their cool or without quitting the game. That's progress. That's the thing that we're looking for because they're learning the concepts of the game. They're learning the concept of sharing. They're learning the concept of time, and they're learning how to play and be a good sportsman. So what I want you to do, quick tips that I would like to give you in order to be able to measure the progress. The first thing is if your child the first thing is if your child, let's say, cheats. Instead of using the word cheat, let's just say that they are being very creative and coming up with different rules that y'all hadn't already talked about. So if you're playing a card game and your child comes up with a different rule, or they say the rules have changed that are going to help them, is going to be to their advantage, what I want you to do is just mention that different rule. Say, oh, it seems like you've made up another rule, or it seems like you have a different way of playing this game. Explain that to me. No consequences, no chastising, none of that. Just being able to mention the different rules. Also, the second thing I would say is don't have consequences for them using their imagination. This is playtime. This is their playtime. Y'all are learning and growing and bonding together. So if they come up with a different rule, or if they do the game a different way than they did before, then don't give them a consequence for that. Allow them to use their imagination. And one of the things that I would recommend is when you start the game, say, hey, do you have any new rules or any new ways that you would like to play so that everybody will be on the same page? And as we are going through, the next thing, number 3, is going to be vital. It's going to be observation, observing the wins, the losses, observe how they're sharing, how they're taking turns, how their emotional growth is, observing how they're winning and how they're losing. Because a lot of times how our children perceive the world and how they perceive their peers and other people around them, it shows up when how they win and how they lose. And so that's how we measure progress. As a registered play therapist, one of the tools that I use to measure progress are the games that the kids like to play. So one of the games I have in my playroom is Sorry. And so we'll play Sorry. And I'll kind of just observe how they play Sorry in the beginning. No expectations or anything for me. I don't provide expectations. But we continue to play the game until we get to the point where we can see where I see something different.